Petraeus, there are some African leaders that have already arrived here at the AU headquarters in the Ethiopian capital of Addis Ababa. We expect most of the leaders to arrive later this afternoon, well into the evening. However, of those leaders that have already arrived at the AU HQ, we've got Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe, John Magufuli of Tanzania, and Macky Sall of Senegal. Later in the evening, of course, we are expecting Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta to arrive here as well, where he will also be holding a meeting.
Well, Robert, can you talk us through part of the agenda for today?
Well, Beatrice, this morning we already had a NAPAD meeting. This is the New Partnership for African Development. This is basically a vehicle that the African Union uses for development programs. Now, in that discussion at the meeting, they discussed 34 programs that had already been implemented and are seeking a common stand from the rest of the continent to approach developmental issues together. Now, we also have a meeting, an Egad meeting, which was held at the Sheraton Hotel about 5 kilometers from here. Now, they were basically focusing on two countries. This is Somalia and South Sudan. Now, on Somalia, what they were looking at, basically, the current situation in that country and how to stabilize the security situation and other governance issues as well. Now, we're also going to have later this evening a peer review mechanism meeting, which will be chaired by Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, this is basically a meeting where the leaders themselves review each other on the progress they've made in terms of leadership, looking at certain pillars, among them democratic governance and, of course, corporate governance and social development as well. But perhaps the highlight of the day should be a meeting which by the Peace and Security Council, which will be attended by various heads of state within the region. This will specifically be looking at Burundi and that thorny issue of whether to send peacekeepers or not. Now, we've already had from the government of Burundi, and they've already said that they will not accept any peacekeepers in their country because they say that the security forces in that country are well and capable of handling that situation. However, there is a huge concern from not just the region itself, but from across the continent, that the peacekeepers need to go in to protect not just property, but the people's lives, the people of Burundi. So this will be one of the meetings that everybody will be focused on and will be looking at to see what the outcome will be. Now, tomorrow, of course, that will be one of the main days. We're going to see the opening ceremony of the Heads of State Ordinary Session. And then immediately after that, we expect them to go into a closed-door session to deliberate what will be on the agenda, including Burundi, as I've mentioned.